Explorers Program. The Explorer Program is a NASA exploration program that provides flight opportunities for physics, geophysics, heliophysics, and astrophysics investigations from space. Launched in 1958, Explorer I was the first spacecraft of the United States to achieve orbit. Over 90 space missions have been launched since. Starting with Explorer VI, it has been operated by NASA, with regular collaboration with a variety of other institutions, including many international partners. Launchers for the Explorer program have included Juno I, Juno II, various Thor, Scout, Delta, and Pegasus launch vehicles, and Falcon 9. Currently, the program has three classes: medium-class Explorers MIDEX, small Explorers SMEX, and university-class Explorers UNEX, with select missions of opportunity operated with other agencies. History. Early Explorer satellites. The Explorer program began as a U.S. Army proposal project orbiter to place a civilian artificial satellite into orbit during the International Geophysical Year (IGY). Although that proposal was rejected in favor of the U.S. Navy's Project Vanguard, which made the first suborbital flight, Vanguard TV-0, in December 1956. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 on 4 October 1957, and the resulting Sputnik crisis, and the failure of the Vanguard 1 launch attempt resulted in the Army program being funded. Explorer 1 was launched on the Juno I on 1 February 1958, becoming the first U.S. satellite, as well as discovering the Van Allen radiation belt. 4 follow-up satellites of the Explorer series were launched by the Juno I launch vehicle in 1958, of which Explorer 3 and Explorer 4 were successful, while Explorer 2 and Explorer 5 failed to reach orbit. The Juno I vehicle was replaced by the Juno II in 1959. Continuation of the Explorer program. With the establishment of NASA in 1958, the Explorer program was transferred to NASA from the U.S. Army. NASA continued to use the name for an ongoing series of relatively small space missions, typically an artificial satellite with a specific science focus. Explorer 6 in 1959 was the first scientific satellite under the project direction of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center (GSFC). The Interplanetary Monitoring Platform (IMP) was launched in 1963 and involved a network of 11 Explorer satellites. The IMP program was a major step forward in spacecraft electronics design, as it was the first space program to use integrated circuit IC chips and MOSFETs MOS transistors. The IMP Explorer 18 in 1963 was the first spacecraft to use IC chips, and the IMP-D Explorer 33 in 1966 was the first to use MOSFETs. Over the following 2 decades, NASA has launched over 50 Explorer missions, some in conjunction to military programs, usually of an exploratory or survey nature, or had specific objectives not requiring the capabilities of a major space observatory. Explorer satellites have made many important discoveries on Earth's magnetosphere and the shape of its gravity field, the solar wind, properties of micrometeoroids raining down on the Earth, ultraviolet, cosmic, and X-rays from the solar system and beyond, ionospheric physics, solar plasma, solar energetic particles, and atmospheric physics. These missions have also investigated air density, radio astronomy geodesy, and gamma-ray astronomy. With drops in NASA's budget, Explorer missions became infrequent in the early 1980s. SMEX, MIDEX, and Student Explorer programs. In 1988, the small Explorer SMEX class was established with a focus on frequent flight opportunities for highly focused and relatively inexpensive space science missions in the disciplines of astrophysics and space physics. The first 3 SMEX missions were chosen in April 1989 out of 51 candidates and launched in 1992, 1996, and 1998. The second set of 2 missions were announced in September 1994, and launched in 1998 and 1999. In the mid-1990s, NASA initiated the medium-class Explorer MIDEX to enable more frequent flights. These are larger than SMEX missions and were to be launched aboard a new kind of medium light class launch vehicle. This new launch vehicle was not developed, and instead, these missions were flown on a modified Delta Roman II rocket. The first announcement opportunity for MIDEX was issued in March 1995, and the first launch under this new class was FUSE in 1999. In May 1994, NASA started the Student Explorer Demonstration Initiative STEDI pilot program. Of the three selected missions, SNOW was launched in 1998 and Terriers in 1999, but the latter failed after launch. The STEDI program was terminated in 2001. Later, NASA established the University-class Explorer UNEX program for much cheaper missions, which is regarded as a successor to STEDI. The Explorer missions were at first managed by the Small Explorer Project Office at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center GSFC. In early 1999, that office was closed, and with the announcement of opportunity for the third set of SMEX missions, NASA converted the SMEX class so that each mission was managed by its principal investigator, with oversight by the GSFC Explorer project. The Explorer program office at Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, provides management of the many operational scientific exploration missions that are characterized by relatively moderate costs and small to medium-sized missions that are capable of being built, tested, and launched in a short time interval compared to larger observatories like NASA's. Excluding the launches, the MIDEX class has a current mission cap cost of US $250 million in 2018, with future MIDEX missions being capped at US $350 million. The cost cap for SMEX missions in 2017 was US $165 million. UNEX missions are capped at US $15 million. A sub-project called Missions of Opportunity MO has funded science instruments or hardware components of onboard non-NASA space missions and have a total NASA cost cap of US $70 million. Classes: Medium Class Explorers MIDEX, Small Explorers SMEX. The Small Explorers class was implemented in 1989 specifically to fund space exploration missions that cost no more than US $120 million. The missions are managed by the Explorers project at the Goddard Space Flight Center GSFC. The first set of three SMEX missions were launched between 1992 and 1998. The second set of two missions were launched in 1998 and 1999. These early missions were managed by the Small Explorer Project Office at Goddard Space Flight Center. In early 1999, that office was closed, and with the announcement of opportunity for the third set of SMEX missions, NASA converted the programs so that each mission was managed by its principal investigator, with oversight by the GSFC Explorers project. NASA funded a competitive study of 5 candidate heliophysics small explorers missions for flight in 2022. The proposals were mechanisms of energetic mass ejection, E-Explorer MEM-X, focusing optics X-ray solar imager FOXY, multi-slit solar explorer MUSE, tandem reconnection and cusp electrodynamics reconnaissance satellites tracers, and polarimeter to unify the corona, and heliosphere punch. In June 2019, NASA selected tracers and punch for flight. University-class Explorers UNEX. Missions of Opportunity MO. Missions of Opportunity MO are investigations characterized by being part of a non-NASA space mission of any size and having a total NASA cost of under $55 million. These missions are conducted on a no exchange of funds basis, with the organization sponsoring the mission. NASA solicits proposals for missions of opportunity on SMEX, MIDEX, and UNEX investigations. Beacon Explorers. 3 satellites were planned in this series: Beacon Explorer A, Beacon Explorer B, Beacon Explorer C. GEOS series. A series of 3 geodetic Earth-orbiting satellite GEOS were put in orbit: GEOS I, Juno II, Juno III. Launched spacecraft. Explorer name numbers can be found in the NSSDC Master Catalog, typically assigned to each spacecraft in a mission. These numbers were not officially assigned until after 1975. Cancelled missions. Many missions are proposed, but not selected. For example, in 2011, the Explorers program received 22 full missions solicitations, 20 missions of opportunity, and 8 USP. Sometimes missions are only partially developed, but must be stopped for financial, technological, or bureaucratic reasons. Some missions failed upon reaching orbit, including Wire and Terriers. Examples of missions that were not developed or cancelled were UL-1 and 2 cost, 1965, MSS a magnetic storm satellite, Explorer A, 1970, CATSAT DD3 cost, MX UNEX 2 cost, FAME MIDEX 4, Spitter SMEX 8 technical, 2003, GEMS SMEX 13. Recent examples of conclusions of launched missions cancelled due to budgetary constraints. FAST 2009, Trace 2010 Solar Observatory, see Solar Dynamics Observatory, Wilkinson MAP 2010. WISE 2011 extended in 2013 as NEO-WISE mission. RxD 2012, P12, D12. Galaxy Evolution Explorer 2013. Launch statistics. Number of launches per decade.